What's going on, people? Welcome to another episode of Shots Fired with myself, Neeks, and Yannicka. Paul Pogba. I love Paul Pogba. I really do.
I like Pogba. I can't lie. I do like him.
He's Manchester United. Now, the reason why I say that, I'm not saying, as we said, foreigners will come and they have ambitions to play at certain clubs, because where they grew up, it was like that was the aim. Real Madrid, Barcelona, maybe Juventus, I don't know, whatever it was. Man United weren't necessarily always their dream. Some of them may, but not always. But Pogba came through our youth system. Of course, we bought him from France, but he came through our youth system. We lost him to Juve. And at the time, I was pissed as well, because I used to watch the reserve games on MUTV. And he was too good for the reserves. Like, he was way too good. But Ferguson, for whatever reason, didn't give him his opportunity in the first team as much as he should have. He gave him a couple games. But even in those couple games, you saw the quality. And then he's playing Darren Gibson and Liam Miller and them man there. And I'm like, he's got... Actually, at one game, I think the game that Pogba said that he knew he had to leave, he had Gibson, O'Shea, Rafael and Fabio as the midfield four. And he was like, he knew that he had to go to get first and foremost. And he went to Juve and he did his bit. He showed how good he was. Yeah. And then he came home. And I was like, the prodigal son, he has returned. But now he's talking like he wants to leave again. And I'm annoyed because, as I said, I know, there's no such thing as loyalty barely in football these days. I don't believe in it. If a player wants to stay cool, he want to leave, I expect it. But what's annoyed me probably the most is that I don't think he's even paid back the money we spent for him yet. That's my thing. I'm like, if you got like Hazard came in. I know it was only 32 million, but even back then, 32 million was still a decent amount of money. Because I was like, Man United, Man City, and Chelsea all bid the same amount. Yeah, I was 32 million, and then he just had to choose who he wanted to go. He went to Chelsea. They just won the Champions League. And that pissed me off at the time as well. Anyway, but we spent 90 million on Pogba, which was a world record at the time. Obviously, it's been broken since Neymar and Mbappe and all those kind of players. But I don't think he has done, well, I don't think, he has not done for Man United what someone like Hazard has done for Chelsea to say, all right, you want to go to Real Madrid? All right, you can go. Pogba's not there for me. Now, obviously, if a player wants to leave, it's hard to keep them, and it can do more harm than good if you do keep them in terms of the dressing room and that kind of stuff. But he hasn't demanded to leave, as far as I'm aware. He's spoken in the media publicly, which I think was wrong, to speak publicly, especially if he hadn't spoken to Solskjaer. If he had spoken to Solskjaer and he told Solskjaer I want to leave, and then he's gone to the media and said it, it's not too big an issue, or as big an issue. But what it does do, it pushes down his value, because everyone now knows he wants to leave, and they know they can get him for cheaper. Yeah. But for me, I'm if Solskjaer wants to keep him, for me, I'm like, you're not in the position to demand anything, because you ain't paid by your 90 million. I ain't saying you ain't been good, but you ain't paid by your 90 million. So when you pay back your 90 million, like Ronaldo paid back his money and then some, we could say, all right, give us one more year and you can have your dream route to Real Madrid. Yeah, you won the World Cup with France, but that's not Man United. So I'm in the position now where if Solskjaer wants to keep him, I say you keep him. I don't care what Pogba wants to do. If the manager wants to keep him, you keep him. If the manager wants to get rid, because he's like, it's too much to deal with, I don't want to deal with this baggage, get 150 million for him, then I'll back the manager for that. But for me, Pogba is not in the position to demand that he must leave because he has ambitions to do X, Y, Z. We brought you here, we pay you a lot of money. Your ambition, as far as I'm concerned, is to get Man United back to where they need to be. I
think the issue with Pogba, I'm not sure what goes on behind the scenes. I don't follow Man United like that. I watch the odd game, but I don't follow Man United. So I can't tell you.
You watch them weekly.
No, don't watch them weekly at all. Yeah, I couldn't tell you how many good games he's had this season, but I know he was your top scorer.
Yeah,
I think.
Yeah, and top assist and top.
Yeah, he did.
Everything.
He did
He did everything.
So in his head, he's done. It's kind of like if you're working in a group at school and you have a project to do and you do all the work and they say, oh, that wasn't really good enough, you've not passed, and they're like treating everyone the same, and you'd be like, but I did most of the work, or you know what I mean. The grades get shared and you're like, well, I did it all, so I should get a better grade than such and such that didn't. And I think that's how he's feeling, because I think he's thinking, okay, I've not had the best season, but out of everyone, I've done the best. So why am I getting put in the category with Man United are rubbish, Pogba's rubbish? He's not worth his amount.
Okay, but who's he getting that from?
But I'd say the way it is the fans
yes,
split
okay,
50-50. I'd say a lot of your fans love Pogba, our best player, how can you slag him off? And then the other half are slagging him off.
Yes.
But I think that video of him on the final day of the season when he's gone round to the fans and they've given him a load of shit.
Well, we say they. You say they. The video shows one fan giving it to him. And
he heard that. And he
reacted to it.
Yeah, you could see that he wasn't.
I'm not saying... Listen, but... Okay, one fan gets onto him. I'm not saying it's just one fan who does get onto him, but one fan gets onto him. That's a reason to leave.
I wouldn't say that's his
He's bailing. For me, he's taking the easy route out. That's what he's doing.
Yeah.
He's taking it. I'll tell you why he's taking it easy. Because man's talking about going back to Juve. That's a pussy move. Because if you're really talking about ambition, you've been to Juve, you've won everything there. Go to Real Madrid. I just want to leave. I don't want to be here. It's too tough. This is too hard. I don't need this stress. No, you'll be paying $290,000 a week. I'm not saying you deserve that because nobody does.
No.
But if it's 50-50, and he talks when he came back, he was like, he's home, blah blah blah. You're gonna bail because
I think that's the thing, because there was so much hype around him when he came back. I think when he did basically flop eventually, obviously
I don't think he's flopped.
In the beginning he wasn't what you expected straight away. And it took him a while, and I'd say this season he's done alright.
He's had a good season.
But I think because you were so hyped up for him and then he kind of didn't meet the expectation straight away. And I think the thing is with Man United is because of your history and your fan base, they're very much, we deserve to be winning, right? Which is not true. No one deserves to be winning.
You earn it.
So I think because your fans are that way inclined, where they think we should be top, we should be finishing first, we should be winning the league, everything like that. Because of that now, when you don't win it, the fans give the players a lot more. Like with City, if we win the league, great, we love it. If we don't win the league, really and truly, so say we didn't win the league this season, you would have had some fans going for certain players. And I'd say one of them players, unfortunately, would have been Mahrez. And the only reason for that was because he missed that penalty.
But I would have felt that would have been unjust, because that's one moment.
But that was ages ago. Yeah, so that's what people are saying. People are saying basically, you can't judge the fact that we lost the league on this fixture or that fixture, because all of the fixtures combined wins you the league or doesn't win you the league. You know what I mean? Ultimately, the game where Liverpool lost the league was that Everton draw on paper, because after that, when we got in front, we just didn't go. We both won all our games for the rest of the season. So that was the last time one of us dropped points, and that was that game. So in terms of where the league was lost for them, it'd be that. But actually, that isn't where they've lost the league. It's all the games together. Exactly. I'd say it's the 2 against City that they had to win one and they didn't win either. I think that is where they lost the league. Do you know what I mean? Because you have to, if you lose to them away, you have to beat them at home if you want to win the league. And that's the way with every team. Like Palace, we lost to Palace at home, we beat them away. Do you know what I mean? Newcastle, we beat them at home, we lost to them away. You have to win the return leg if you drop points. And that's what they weren't doing. So in terms of, I think they got, I think they beat Everton in the first one, but they lost. They drew the second one.
But the thing is, I'm
need to pick up them points to win the league.
Obviously, I understand if Pogba is frustrated by being a scapegoat because he's a scapegoat.
He is, yeah.
There are a few players who have been labelled scapegoat. I think Fellaini, he was one for me who was a massive scapegoat. Yeah. But my issue is that whether a player is good or not, they don't deserve to be the reason why. No single player is the reason why you're there. But when the player is not good, people don't have an issue. Yeah. When I was at Old Trafford for, I think it was a Man United Tottenham game. This was not the season just gone, the season before. And I think we won the game 1-0, Mkhitaryan scored. But Fellaini, I think, had given away a penalty maybe in the last minute against Everton like the week before. Yeah. He came off the bench and gave away a penalty. Didn't mean to, of course, no one does, but it happened. He's warming up and he's getting booed by a section, not the whole ground, but a section. And I was like, this is disgusting. No, the man, yes, he's not a great player, but he didn't mean to do it. He's playing for the team, he's trying to do his best, but he ain't good enough. But people don't have an issue with booing Fellaini because he's not good. They have an issue with, say, giving Pogba stick because he's good. But I'm like, no, how you treat someone shouldn't be based on whether they're good or not. It's about whether they deserve that kind of level of abuse or not. What have they done to deserve how you treat them? So Pogba gets protection from a lot of fans because he's got quality. Yeah. And other players,
and
like Ashley Young,
is the factor that he was there before as well.
Yeah.
He's one of your own, as they call it, you know.
And then Ashley Young, who hasn't got the quality, doesn't get that protection. The abuse for him is fine because he's rubbish. But for me, the abuse is still not. It's not acceptable. Martial, who hasn't even performed nowhere near the level of Pogba, but because he's got ability and he's got a fan base. What do they call it? Martial FC. Yeah. You can't abuse him because people are like, no, you can't abuse Martial because he's got quality. But then Luke Shaw, because he put on weight, it's fine to abuse him. Yeah. And I'm like, it's double standards. You either can abuse players as you see fit, or you can't abuse players. Now, I don't base my abuse, and I don't abuse players anyway. No, I don't. I will cuss a player for a specific. He needs to go. For that thing. But these people go in. And yes, I understand Pogba's frustration because he's like, I've done everything I can and it ain't worked. Yeah. All right. Go again then. You're sorry. You're not. It's not even like this will be his last contract. Yeah. He's what, 26? He's 20. Yes, he's in his prime, but he's got 3 years left on his contract. Let's say he plays for another 2 years at Man United. 28. You don't think he's going to get another contract? So of course he is. Injury providing, he'll get another contract. So I think for me it's a bit of a get out of jail free card. I'm going to use this as a bit of a not scapegoat, but as a means to kind of get myself out and win some. Maybe win some. I'm not saying win some easy trophy because I'm sure he's going to put in the work. But win a trophy here at Real Madrid and do that, and put some stuff on my CV, which is all well and good. Now, I do think it's a get out of jail because his agent, Raiola, is probably he's a very good agent for the players, but as far as clubs are concerned, he's one of the worst. Yeah, it's not good. And when he was at Juve, he was trying to ship him off to Real Madrid, and Real Madrid didn't want to either pay what Juve wanted, and so we got him. But as far as I've heard, he was told, all right, we'll go to England for say 3 years, and I'll get you to And 3 years is up now, so now they're agitating for a move. Yeah. But I'm like, not in the gun, so like we pay the money, we pay your wages. Yeah, so when we're ready to sell you, we go, and you better not be pulling on straw. I don't think he will. I know him and Solskjaer are speaking this week once he comes off from pre-season, and hopefully he can get resolved. But for me, it's up to the manager. If the manager wants to get rid, then I back the manager. As long as we get that money to reinvest. But if the manager wants to stay, then you better just pull your socks up and get us back in the top four.
I think with players, that's the thing, because there is players that are more inclined to get abuse than others, and I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's the way they interact with the fans, because, like, for example, Mendy's been injured a lot.
He should be getting should be getting all the stick.
Mendy's a bit of the class clown in terms of the squad, but he interacts with the fans. And what do the fans want? They want a player that interacts. Fernandinho interacts with the fans. Not as much anymore as he did before he came, but he interacts with the fans. They love that. So Fernandinho will get a lot more protection from fans than players that don't talk to the fans, you know. So you've got like Mahrez has come in, and I feel sorry for him because he doesn't deserve some of the stick that he got and he gets. But I think because of the price tag, like you say with Pogba, because he was our highest fee that we'd ever paid, you know, for a player, we're expecting a De Bruyne. You know, De Bruyne came in high wages, high fee, brilliant. Mahrez came in. High wage, well, not really high wages, I don't think, but high fee, and he's come in and he's not hit the ground running. And I think because, like you say, in the Premier League, they're proven in that league, so we're expecting the Mahrez at Leicester. But what a lot of our fans, they're not stupid, they know that like Leicester was a different situation, he was the main man. He's struggling a little bit because he's not the main man at City, and he won't be. And he's
he's getting moments, like he's not starting consistently.
No, so he's not getting a build up. And I think for me, this season is his chance to prove that it's another Bernardo Silva. You know, he didn't settle in straight away. He's still good, don't get me wrong. Bernardo Silva was good, but he is fantastic this year. Like he's just come up.
For me, I think Mahrez would always be a second choice player at City. I can't see him hitting those heights at Leicester. That he did at Leicester at City. And there's a lot of players, unless I think the only way he would be able to get that kind of run is if Sane was to leave. So it frees up the position on the wings and that kind of stuff. Else. But if Sane was to leave, they might replace him anyway.
But you just never know, because like we haven't had injuries. Touch wood. To certain people like Raheem, you know, Sane. We haven't had them long-term injuries where they're out. If we did get them, Mahrez straight in, you know. So it just depends, because people said that about Bernardo. Is Bernardo going to play? De Bruyne got injured and he played, well, he's undroppable anyway, even when Kevin De Bruyne was back. But, you know what I mean? He played a lot more because we didn't have De Bruyne. Next season, hopefully, I'm hoping everyone's fit. I would love to be able to, for Pep to sit there and say, you know what, I'll play you and you this week, you and that week. But that doesn't happen. People get injured. Do you know what I mean? So we need the rotation. Like obviously last season Fernandinho got injured. He's getting old. You know, we can't just keep waiting till he kind of gets past it. You know. I know they say don't fix what's not broken, but in football you need to be prepared, because we need someone that comes in now, learns from Fernandinho, kind of like Bernardo Silva. He learned a bit from David, you know. So now when David Silva leaves, unfortunately, at the end of the season, we're not going to be worried, how are we ever going to replace David Silva? Because his replacement is there, already settled in the squad, and can do the job. So it's nice to think, you know, that we will get someone in the summer that can do that with Fernandinho. We did try and get Fred, because I think that was the plan, to get Fred in. And Jorginho. You know, because Fred was very similar, and he looks up to Fernandinho, so it kind of made sense. But I think now we're linked with Rodri.
Well,
I from what I've seen of Rodri, I won't claim to have watched him all the time, because I haven't.
Like everyone on Twitter.
No, I can't claim to. But what I have seen of him, his passing of the ball is what Pep would love. You know, he very much like Fernandinho in terms of able to just pass the ball around the midfield, you know, and stuff. So he can put some good balls up as well, which I saw. I don't know whether, you know, Fernandinho doesn't do that as much. He's more kind of pass around him, and then he'll take a shot every so often, and it's fantastic, or it completely misses. It's hit or miss. But yeah, I think Rodri looks like a Man City type of player, but obviously you don't know until he comes what you're getting. But yeah, it'd be nice to think that for the next 2 years, I think Fernandinho's here till 2022 or 2020. I think it's 2022. I think he signed another long contract.
Oh, okay.
So But obviously after that he will go. He's not going to re-sign. So, yeah, it'd be nice for a good 2 years to get him stuck into the squad. So then it's another, when he leaves, you know, thank you, Fernandinho. I love Fernandinho. But, you know, thank you for your service.
You're trying to marry him or something?
No, he's married. But yeah.
You could have 2 wives, depending on where you go.
No,
in Nigeria, they do a lot.
These people want 2 wives, that's why.
That's what I'm just saying, in there. I saw
yeah.
something on Twitter the other day. They had who's Nigeria?
Oh, Ronaldinho has 2 wives.
He does actually, innit? So it's normal with the Brazilians, isn't it? So listen, you can get in there.
I'm alright.
You sure?
But yeah, I do love
I saw something on
Fernandinho.
Twitter.
I will miss him when he goes.
Like
I'm missing company already.
The wife was feeding the other wife at the wedding ceremony.
Oh, God,
That was perfect.
yeah, not for me. Not for me at all. But yeah, no, I do love him. When he goes, it's going to be a sad day. It's going to be sad when David Silva leaves. I was crying when Company left.
Really?
Yeah, Company is that guy. Like
I respect Company.
When Company first came, I used to love him. He was my favourite player. I remember seeing him once and it was just me and him. And I was like, please don't turn around. Because I was like, what is my face going to do if he turns around? Yeah, no, I love Company.
Company's one of the few City players who like.
Everyone likes Company though.
Yeah,
the only people that don't like Company that I've heard are Chelsea fans randomly.
Is it?
Because
wouldn't have nothing to do with
it's yeah. I was in when I went to the Wembley game. I think it was the Community Shield, not the final, and they were singing about Company. Have you won the Champions League? Or there's some song that they sing that sounds like our name. Our song. Here's to you, Vincent Company.
Okay.
Have you ever won the European Cup? I think it goes.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, because I didn't, because I know their issue, I think, was to do with us saying leader, legend, captain, leader, legend.
What they say about John Terry.
And that's what they say about John Terry. But he is them things.
Yeah.
So you're not going to just not, call him that because Chelsea, it's not, it's not something, it's not a name that they've given to him and then we've taken it. He is a captain. He was a leader. And he is a legend. So it's nothing they've made up and we've kind of copied it. Like, he is them 3 things. Do you know what I mean? And, now he's going into management, because that is the sort of player that he is, and you could see it from years ago.
So he's just copying John Terry?
No, because John Terry ain't gone into management.
Yes, he's he's Aston Villa assistant. Yeah. And company, what company? Player, you're gonna be playing.
Well, you never know, because some of the best players don't make the best managers.
They don't.
And some of the absolute rubbish players as a player, do really well.
They don't,
I think
but
Pep
the thing is
Pep and Zidane.
No, but I was gonna say a lot of the times, the midfielders and defenders, centre back and centre midfielder, they usually turn out to be good managers because you have to see the pitch, you have to understand the game. Yeah. Strikers,
and they tend to be captains as well, don't they?
Strikers are just looking at scoring goals. So the whole the tactical awareness ain't really as there. So they'll try that. Mark Hughes, he's done a decent amount of football, but in reality, he's got jobs that he really shouldn't have got.
No.
Like
that's just because he was Man United. It's Man
United. He got the Man City job, and
he didn't want that job. Like, I don't know
he was terrible.
He was trying to sabotage us.
He was terrible. But then he got the QPR job when they got money. And I remember, obviously, he gave you the league title in 2012 by losing at home or away at the Etihad. And then he goes, because obviously they just survived relegation, even though they lost that game. And he's like, this is never going to happen again. We're going to, build from this. And the next year, they either nearly got relegated or got relegated. He got sacked.
Yeah.
And then he was at Stoke, and they were like, he used to play some good football at the time, but it was like, all right, and now what? And it just went backwards. I don't know how. I think he got a Southampton job. I remember that was his last job. Yeah. And he was going to take them. He was going to take down Stoke and Southampton in the same season. And I think he got sacked from Southampton, and they stayed up. So a lot of. I think
some of them they get the job based off the name, which is people's issue with football managers because. Sometimes they can back up what they're doing. So you get managers like Mourinho, as problematic as Mourinho can be, even at United, he won trophies, it wasn't obviously the league, but he won trophies. You know what I mean?
Mourinho.
Everywhere he goes, he wins trophies.
That's one, yeah.
You know, Pep's the same. Everywhere he goes, he wins trophies. You know, so it's.
And the thing with Mourinho wasn't even a professional player.
No.
And I think from young, I was actually watching something recently, but I've heard it a long time ago. He knew he was never going to be good enough to play, so he already kind of wanted to go into that management. I think his dad was somewhere in the kind of coaching area, and he said like after him, a lot of the young players now in Portugal, or young people, that they actually want to be managers. Yeah. Whereas back in the days, it was like
it's all
everyone
want to be a
player.
player.
Wants to be a player.
Well, some people aren't cut out for the football game, and some people aren't cut out for management. You can have the best player in the world. Is he gonna make the best manager? Maybe.
Well, look at Maradona when he was manager of Argentina.
I think he's got a substance misuse problem, to be honest. But he comes across. I don't know him personally, but he does come across as a bit of a problematic person. So Maradona.
Oh yeah.
You're gonna piss people off if you're that sort of person, you know. Like apparently, Pep's quite strong with what he says, but he doesn't do it in a horrible way where people are going to argue with him, you know. Whereas like apparently Mancini, as much as I love him and City fans loved him, in the dressing room it was not as plain sailing, you know. We had Balotelli kicking off, fighting each other, you know.
Training ground,
apparently when City lost the game at that time, apparently he wouldn't go into the changing room, he'd just storm out, you know, and not, you know, you need to be professional. Your job is to, you might have got beat 21-0 even, but you have to go back in the dressing room and be like, right, what went wrong today? You know, you can be pissed off, like
we're in the game for the first 5 minutes.
But but you can be pissed off and you can say what you've got to say, but to ignore the players and be petty about it, you know, I think it's just the fact that he's Italian, you know, and that's, you know.
I was going to say that because Conte's like that as well, but you look at someone like Carlo Ancelotti, he's completely the opposite. Like he is like probably one of the calmest managers, and maybe I'm not going to say he's too calm because his record speaks for himself, but maybe in his latter years he's probably been too calm and too, I might say too soft, why he can just kind of get pushed over a bit. And that kind of stuff.
Well, that's why I like Pep, because I feel like Pep's in the middle. Because we had Mark Hughes, who was a bit wishy-washy. Then we had Mancini, who was a bit. I love Mancini, but when he wanted to be, he could be really hard work. And when he was fine, he was fine. And then we got Pellegrini, who I love Pellegrini as well, you know, but he strikes me as being a little bit soft. I could imagine if they lost the game, he'd be like, right guys, you know, you lost the game today because of the ref. Like I could imagine him being like not blaming it on the players. And I think sometimes the players need to hear. Like that's why sometimes when you do see fans going in on players, it's like as much as I don't like abusing players and I don't like atting players because I think that's a bit personal why you're atting them. But if you want to have a rant about a certain player after a poor performance, have one, because at the end of the day they need to know that performance wasn't good. Because if you kind of brush it off as don't worry babe, it's fine, next week they're going to do the same thing. You need them to know, because if you went to work and you made a mistake and it caused loads of issues in your workplace, you know, and your workplace lost money, you're going to be given a warning, or you're going to be told, you know, if this happens again you're going to be sacked. So these players, some of them are very comfortable. The ones that start every week, they are comfortable, you know, so they think, I can do what I want and nothing's going to happen. And that's